Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. And today we are playing the game of Mirth and Mayhem, the game that contains Quackbane. So welcome back, welcome to my our subscribers, welcome to the non-subscribers. We are playing the 17th session of Dragonbane, Quackbane, Gorum and Eartha. At this present moment in time, I am probably in the Netherlands. Doesn't look like it. So what are we going to say? Again, thank you for joining us. If you like, hit the thumb. If you'd like to put some comments in, put them in below. We have memberships if you'd like to support the channel, or there's coffee thank yous if you'd like to support the channel, and we will continue with where we left off. So one of the things that I forgot to do was we have a threat where the troll, what we now need to do because of the last threat kicked off and we had to give it loads of food and spend money on it, we have to roll a new threat. So before we continue with the story, we're going to quickly roll a new threat using the book by, off the top of my head, Philip Reed, which is the additional threats. I don't know if that's going to render properly because of the green screen. Which you can get off of drive-through, which would also support the channel if you use the links for the drive-through with the affiliates. It's got the affiliate links onto it, and a small amount of money comes through, and then I can get supplements. What am I going to use the money for if you do support the channel? New lights, which I'm going to have to replace soon. The cameras, which because it's cold at the moment, it's all fine. But they fail, and new games to play. You can also support by buying these t-shirts, which are actually really quite nice and comfy. Enough of me touting. Number one, we need to roll a d6 because there are 6 threats. We'll use this one, see what it comes out with. 1, we have the path winds left, right, loops back, ascends, descends, and generally guides you ever downwards in a series of confusing twists and turns. When the threat triggers, you are lost in Deepfall Breach and must reorientate yourself in order to continue. Make a bushcraft roll with a Bane. If you succeed, then you are no longer lost. If you fail, then you are still lost and must roll again, also with the Bane, at the end of the next stretch. Keep rolling until you succeed. So basically we would get lost and keep wandering around and around in tunnels. That's not bad. And we will roll, we'll say that for every fail, we'll also roll an encounter. So we'll bump into something and the team will get slowly more and more depressed. And possibly, particularly at the moment, because we've got no food, although I was thinking, because we do have, last episode we did with Chicken Run, because we know we're going to be facing we suspect we'll be facing a Basilisk, and we rolled Beast Law to mean that we know we're going to face a Basilisk. We went to get chickens because a Basilisk doesn't like to fight with chickens nearby. We can eat the chickens. So that's our threat. The threat is winding path. Okay, so where do we leave them? We were wandering through some tunnels. We saw some petrified adventurers on some stairs going up that had been there for a long time. We deduced that there was a basilisk in the area, so we returned back up to the church to see Stonegaze, where we collected a bunch of chickens each. We went to a local farm and bought them, and then we've come back down with the chickens. Mind you, we don't have any feed. We've got to hurry up because these chickens are going to starve. I didn't think about that. And we have just come up into a tunnel up from the stairs. I described a very dark room with all of these petrified adventurers who'd been there for a long time. So there probably wouldn't be that many. And I was thinking about the room before I started playing. So we'd come out from the tunnel. The area is dark. Now, Quackbane does have an oil lamp, so we could say he's lit the oil lamp, which means that there'll be flickering light from the oil lamp as Quackbane, did I say Duckbane? I think I said Duckbane again. Quackbane, oh dear, they'd be slapping me going, my name, fella, is Quackbane, not Duckbane. The flickering lights are being cast and these figures are casting these shadows which move around as the team is moving into the room, and then we heard that noise, and then there was a scraping sound, and these 2 glowing eyes came out of the darkness, displaying the Basilisk, which then approached us, and that's where we stopped. So at the moment we have this Basilisk. I've written down its stats, and I've thought, because it says as one of the examples that we would be sent, so as an adventure seed, someone would send us, a wizard send us to go and get Basilisk eyes. So Basilisk's eyes, if they roll Beast Lore, they will know that the eyes will fetch a price and some of the feathers would fetch a price, but they'll need to roll Beast Lore afterwards. Because of the dark and the shifting light, none of us have good night vision. So unless maybe Gorham does as an orc, we might let Gorham have this. But mind you, Earth is a cat, and cats have night vision as well. I don't know if the game has night vision included in it. I don't think it does have low light vision, or night vision is not a thing that's mentioned as it is in a certain. I should try playing solo D&D. No, vision isn't mentioned. Darkness, D8, darkness, 5284. All right, so we got in darkness, in complete darkness, you need to make an awareness roll before you can attack an enemy. In torches and lanterns light up to 10 meters. So what I've thought, so it will light up, but because of the flickering and the shifting light, I want to give them disadvantages. So I'm not going to give Eartha and Gorham. Gorham as an orc, so in bright sunlight, Gorham is at disadvantage if I remember rightly but I'm not going to look it up now. Eartha doesn't have that, but cats do have night vision, so I'm happy to give. They don't mention night vision for humanoids, just monsters don't have problems. Monsters can see in the dark, but we're going to give, so Quackbane will have a disadvantage because of the darkness and the flickering light, particularly because Quackbane is going to have to put the lantern down to actually get into combat with the Basilisk, which means we are now in this room, and now this is where the key point is. This room just is perceptively for us as we've come up into this dark room. Imagine as the thingy, Lord of the Rings. As they come into the big cavern in the mountains of Moria, and we have all those pillars, and it looks like it goes on forever in all directions. This room is just dark, and as you move forwards, the darkness continues, and it looks like it goes on forever. And at the edges of the light from the lantern, this is where the Basilisk will step through. First, his eyes will be visible, and then the body and the feathers as it steps through and makes this guttural sound, and then we'll charge into combat, which was where we will initiate. Quackbane will put down the lantern as part of his move to then be able to and then engage in what he does, but we'll say that as part of a move. So we will expect that the movement, well, I won't bother even doing a map for positioning. The Basilisk is a large creature, so there's only the three of them. Eartha will be able to reposition herself continually to be able to get an attack, and Gorham and Quackbane will be able to get in and do attacks. Now, they are all carrying chickens, and as I mentioned, they'll be able to eat the chickens. But at the moment, they're carrying chickens, and the chickens will allow them to mean that instead of having a ferocity of 2, how many goes the Basilisk has, it has a ferocity of 1, and it will try not to attack someone carrying a chicken. But they're all carrying chickens, so it will give it a percentage chance that it will try to just move away from them instead of attacking, because it doesn't like the chicken. So will it avoid them? Otherwise it will do a monster attack against the collective. And I think that is everything that I wanted to say, which has taken about 10 minutes including the introduction, so I apologise. But this whole episode will probably just be the Basilisk fights based on how fights normally go for us. So that's that. Okay. We will say that the Basilisk is scared because of the chickens. It obviously is looking wary, but it comes to engaging us. Or will it just try and run away? Okay, we will say that on a 1 to 5, it's going to run away and not fight us. 8, no. So it's going to come in, and we've come into its territory. It's hungry because it hasn't seen anyone in ages, because this tower has not been occupied for a while. So the Basilisk is going to fight with a ferocity of 1. On a 9, we'll make the Basilisk, no, Earth is normally picked, we'll make the Basilisk this off yellow colour. Look, it appeared like, not magic. And then we'll have Gorham on a 7. Gorham can be blue. Eartha. And then we'll have Quackbane, who has the army of 1 ability, which means that he gets 2 on a 2. and a 6. So we have Quackbane going on the 2, then we'll have Eartha on the 4, Quackbane on a 6, Gorham on a 7, and then finally the Basilisk going on a 9. So Quackbane will go first. Quackbane, there's no point giving a Bane to the Basilisk. I've just thought of what I'm going to sing. So instead, Quackbane is going to burn a will point. He has 5 will points burnt, which means 9 remaining. With the lyre in one hand, he will begin to strum out, quack, 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 chicken, lay a little egg for me. Quack, 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 chicken, lay it for my tea. Gorham, Eartha and myself are gonna slaughter you. Quack, 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 chicken, lay a little egg for me. And that will then give the team a boon. And then we have Eartha. Eartha will quickly, and at the same time as him doing that, he will have put the lantern down. So the lantern's in a fixed position, and he will then have manoeuvred himself to begin singing and manoeuvring. Eartha will then peel off to a side behind one of the more chubbier adventurers who has been petrified, behind a shield. So perhaps an adventurer behind a shield, so she can get nice cover behind the shield of this adventurer and pop out and shoot her bow. I don't know if we're supposed to track arrows because I haven't been. Her bow skill is 12. She has a boon. I did say I wasn't going to give her a bane for darkness. If this goes on too long, I might do. So she's going to attempt to do a shot at the Basilisk, which is a large target. I don't think there's any benefits it being a large target, apart from we can say that she can easily fire in with them attacking it because it's big. That's the benefit. So she has a boon for the attack against this Basilisk. 12s and 9 hitting, so she releases the arrow. She ducks out from behind the shield, releasing the arrow. It strikes the Basilisk square on. The bow does a D10 plus a D4, which has disappeared. You'd have all seen the D4 hiding behind there. I didn't see it. It took me just 5 minutes. There was just a cut there, 5 minutes of me hunting everywhere for this D4. So, as I was, as you were, fella. Now, stop getting distracted, because time's ticking on. These people have got somewhere to be, and so have you. So she... Now I've lost the D10. Here it is. So she fires the arrow, as we were. It spins through the air. Beautiful arc. Cracks the Basilisk. Dead in the torso. Doing 8 points of damage. Though it looks to everyone as though it's hardly even noticed it, because its feathers and scaly hide gives it 6 points of armor. So 2 points go through from its 38, dropping it to 36. We will say that at about, so what's that, 15, at 19 hit points, it is going to consider, oh, this is a lost cause, and it might try retreating. So that's Eartha doing a stand-up job. Good work, Eartha. Now we've got Quackbane. Can Quackbane do anything clever? He's carrying a chicken in one hand, so Eartha has put her chicken down at her feet, so it might not notice the chicken and might go for Eartha. If we roll, then it's got a high chance of going for it. In fact, it might do an attack because of Eartha. We've got Quackbane. Quackbane hasn't got any sort of magic-y things that he can do. Which would be cool, like the old bards in certain things. Instead, Quackbane is going to take advantage of the Basilisk being unsure of itself, and Quackbane is going to dash in with his knife and give it a stab up. Quackbane has a knives of 13. Quackbane has an advantage for because of the song, and he has a disadvantage because of the shifting light. Even though it's big, though, it might not be right to give him a disadvantage. So he dashes in, getting a 7, which slides an attack across its flank. Daggers, D8, D4, a D8 plus a D4. He needs to do more than 6 points to actually get something through, otherwise his dagger will take damage. doing 10 points of damage. So slicing, he feels the blood of the basilisk pour over his fingers, dropping it to 32 hit points as the dagger dashes across whilst there's a chicken in this hand. Dagger in this hand, he slides across it with his slush. Blood pours over his hands as the chicken's going absolutely ballistic. This chicken did not sign on for this. He signed on for a trip, little bit of a voyage, little bit of a, all right there, chicken, not meh. And that's Quackbane. Gorham is loving this. Gorham pulls out his broadsword, wishing he had his longsword, which would do far more damage against this thing. He is then going to, or maybe he'll put the chicken, no, he's been told, all right, let's make a roll. Let's do like, Gorham, are you going to put this chicken down? Let's call your an awareness of a 10. If you roll under your awareness of 10, you're going to keep the chicken in your hand. 6, yes. Gorham hasn't got blood rage just yet, so he's still going to hold on to the chicken. He, because of his orcish night vision, he does have a Bane on intelligence roll, so I might do 2 for that. Oh, nat 20. He might put the chicken down, which means that the basilisk may attack, and then Quackbane will shout, "Pick that chicken up, fella!" So he will stride in so as he can get full whack of this broadsword, come in to cleave into this basilisk. He will get a boon, an advantage. Oh, that's lucky. 11s is under his 12, so doing 2d6 plus a d4 as he runs in shouting, "Olivia!" Oh no, he talks like this, doesn't he? "Olivia!" Striding in. So it's got 6 points. So he does 3 points go through. Not as dramatic, but better than Eartha, taking it down to 29. The basilisk has got Gorham next to it with no chicken, though there is a chicken nearby on the ground. Quackbane is standing just past down the tail end with the chicken as well, with the dagger, blood dripping off the dagger and off of his feathered mallard arm. As Eartha is at the back, chicken at feet, the basilisk is going to screech. It's semi-intelligent, isn't it? I don't know if it'll be able to speak, but it will screech and then it will do a monster attack. Let's see what we pull out. A 4 whip attack. The basilisk uses its snake-like tail as a whip and a sweeping attack against all adventurers within 4 meters. Each attack inflicts d10 bludgeoning damage and anyone hit is knocked down. So I will say that this is against Gorham, not against Quackbane, because Quackbane has the chicken in his hand and it specifically says they will not attack a person carrying a hen or rooster if there are other targets available, and there is. There's Gorham and there's also Eartha, but Eartha is out of range of the towel. So that the basilisk turns, meaning that and backs away from Quackbane, who did the big damage, flicking its tail across against Gorham, who can't evade this. Where's Gorham? Gorham's here. Gorham has 12 hit points. This does a d10 attack with the tail whip. Whoop. Doing 3 points. Gorham's studied leather takes 2 points off, taking him down to 11 hit points. But Gorham is knocked to the ground, which means that Gorham would have to get up again, which I think would be his move action. So the basilisk would, so as long as the basilisk goes after Gorham, Gorham will be able to get up and get to it. Otherwise, Gorham would just be able to get up and wouldn't really be able, would then have to move close to it and not get to attack. Round 2. I'm going to write their names down. So it can still see, it can definitely see a chicken within 10 meters because Quackbane is still holding it. If Quackbane gets knocked down for any reason, then there's a potential that the chicken in the cage might get broken and then Quackbane isn't carrying it. We have Basilisk or Chick. We have Gorham. Gorham may not get to go first. We have Eartha and we have Quackbane. Okay, so the Basilisk will go first. So Gorham is on the ground. The Basilisk is standing near Gorham. Gorham isn't carrying a chicken. there's the potential that the Basilisk will attack Gorham, who is on the ground, but that means the Basilisk stays near Gorham, so when Gorham gets back up again, the Basilisk will be within range of him. So, Basilisk attack. 6. Petrifying glare. A glowing lights up in the Basilisk's eyes as it turns its vicious bird head towards the player character who currently has the highest hit points. If the victim can, so that is Quackbane, but it's not going to go for Quackbane because Quackbane has the chicken, so it is going to go for Gorham, who's on the floor. If the victim can see, it is not blinded by it. They must make a will roll, not an action. On a failure, their body turns to stone. Petrified victim dies in 2d6 rounds, but the petrification can be reversed with a successful will roll. Right, so Gorham might get... So we need to work out what Gorham's will is. Let's see if I can find Orcs. We haven't put his will down yet. He's got a 16 con, a 16 strength. What have we got down there? I could give him a 12 will, or a 12 will. So your willpower is down as your self-discipline and focus. I think just because he's an Orc will not mean that he necessarily has bad self-discipline on focus. I'm going to happy to give, because we've got Quackbane. I think his intelligence would be down in the 7s, but his will would be up there. So I'm happy to give him a 12 will, which means he needs to make a 12 will check. But he gets a boon because he is still being affected by Quackbane's musician, his song. He gets a 3, which means that he survives the petrification stare. Is that right? Yes. So the Basilisk turns, glares, his eyes glow. Gorham looks a bit shocked, and then with a pure force of will, like I'm trying to learn Italian by a pure force of will, because it's definitely not talent, Gorham resists the petrification stare. Getting up, he goes, "You shouldn't have looked at me like that, chick." And he will then wade in with his broadsword, with his boon. He gets to charge in. He screams as he charges in on his new boots with his broadsword in hand. Getting a 4, cleaving in, both hit actually would hit, cleaving into the side of this Basilisk, screaming, "Oh!" But 3 points, which will do, actually, that does 3 points of damage to his sword. Broadsword has a durability of 15, which puts the sword down to 12 durability, so chips the sword as he strikes across the body. Sparks come out of the feathers as the broadsword gets damaged as Gorham scrapes his broadsword along its flank, screaming in rage. Now we've got Quackbane. Quackbane coming around again means that we reset and their boons drop. So Quackbane is going to burn a will point, because of using the lyre, it's 1 will point instead of the 3 points that it should be for using the musician skill, or music as it's sometimes typoed in some of the rules. He will then go, he will take a slight step to the side to attempt to flank this Basilisk, which is so massive there's no way to flank it anyway. And he will then chant, "Come on, geezers, we're doing it good. We're taking it down and we might do what we should." Far out. "Let's kill this Basilisk and take his eyes. They will be our awesome prize." Sometimes I embarrass myself to stand-up comedy, and it's not as embarrassing as sitting here in an empty room talking to a camera and singing these songs. That is Quackbane then gives everybody a boon until his next go in the next turn. Quackbane goes again, being completely chuffed with how awesome his songs are. He is going to take, of course he had to put the lantern down. He can't hold a chicken and a lantern. In fact, playing a lyre, he's talented, isn't he? He's holding a chicken, lyre under one arm, chicken under this arm, lyre here, He's a clever fella, isn't he? Eh, Quackbane? I'm a clever fella. He will then switch from Liar to Dagger, which had in his teeth. Come on, fellas. And he's going to, sorry, his beak. And he will charge in with the dagger. He gets no boon because he is trying in the darkness, even though it's large, to see this Basilisk. Getting a 3, doing another hit, doing a D8 plus 4 damage with his dagger. Doing only 2 points, so 4 points come off the dagger. It chips and all sparks come off. He could break his dagger. His dagger's now only got 5 durability left. A big chunk of metal comes off the dagger as he charges in. Now we've got Eartha. Eartha is going to reposition, grab her chicken, reposition herself behind somebody else, put the chicken down, and take stance and open fire on the Basilisk. Oh, I think that misses. That does miss. A 14 misses. Letting go with a shot. The 14 missing. We're not pushing these two because they are. Though we have pushed Gorum before now, made Gorum push a roll. We're not pushing the NPCs. The arrow flicks off of its hide and goes skittering on the steps out into the darkness as they start to manoeuvre around and reposition again. Right, we have Basilisk goes on an 8. That's better. We have Gorum goes on a 10. That's no good. We have Eartha goes on a 7. We have Quackbane goes on a 5 and a 3. We might replace Quackbane's 5 with Gorum's 10, and we might replace Eartha's 7 with Quackbane's 3, meaning that both of them go before Quackbane, meaning that Quackbane's boon for them stays current. So we will have, so we now have Eartha, Gorum, Quackbane, the Basilisk, Quackbane. Eartha goes first. She tries to, she stays where she is because she thinks that repositioning, that's what made me miss. And she'll try to do another shot from here, getting a dragon, a 1, which means that she gets to do double damage or a second attack. I think it's double damage, a second attack. It's a double damage, immediately perform a second attack, or armor has no effect against the attack and it finds a weak spot. Armor has no effect. It's got 6 points of armor, so instead she will roll normal damage and the armor will not affect this arrow, which is a D10 plus a D4. So no, the arrow will just pierce straight into the hide, doing 12 points of damage, taking it to 17 hit points, which means it's below its 19. That was its threshold for it might decide to do a runner. Gorum is G'd up by seeing Eartha's, this arrow just penetrate into its body. The Basilisk rises up on its hind legs, makes an awful screeching sound, because it does have an audible attack, actually, I think. Yeah, it crows. It lets out a painful screeching crow. Gorum takes advantage of this by striding in. 7 hits. Striding into it, doing his 2d6 plus a d4. So that's its armor, doing 5 points of damage, taking it down to 12 hit points. Oh, have ya? Now we've got Quackbane. Quackbane can also get his advantage at this point because he doesn't have to reset until after the Basilisk goes, which means you could do it. Quackbane is going to stride in. Shall we give Quackbane an advantage and let him know? Quackbane is going to stride in with everything because he's got the chicken in one hand, he's got the dagger in the other. I think him not having a boon is fair. So Quackbane strides in. Oh, it's 13 a hit. What is his knives is 13. He hits on a 13, doing a d8 plus a d4. Oh, you Time to go to Bye-Bye's land. Doing 5 points, taking another chip out of his dagger, taking his dagger down to 4 durability. His dagger's going to break. The Basilisk is not too pleased with this, and the Basilisk is going to make a decision whether to run or not. Would a monster run for its life? I mean, it's semi-intelligent. It's semi-intelligent. These people have chickens. These people are here. Though they're in its territory, he might start to move away. This Basilisk is on 12 hit points. Like 2 more good hits and this Basilisk is dead. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to die. It wants to get away. So I'm going to say this Basilisk is going to attempt to make... He's going to attempt... So we'll give it... So Basilisk can evade. So it can roll to evade, can't it? How does it... What is there? What is a skill of 15? Okay. We're going to roll against a skill of 15 for it to attempt to evade and get out. So it's not going to... It could have evaded the attacks, but now it's going to attempt to leave. So if it rolls a 15, it has successfully left the combat, and they're going to have to chase it down if they choose to. No. Okay. It fails to get out of range, but it's creating some distance, but we'll still give it an attack. And if it's got a ranged attack that it does, then that will take into effect. 3. Okay, the Basilisk lets out a cacophonous crow that pierces the player characters and makes their ears bleed. Everyone within 10 meters makes a con roll, not an action. On a failure, the victim falls to the ground, becomes dazed and loses their turn in the round if it has not already passed. So it's this round, so they're not going to lose a turn in the round and loses their turn in the round if it has not already passed. They're all already passed at the end of the round. So it backs away. It attempts to defend itself by making a huge crowing sound. Quackbane is affected by this. Everyone within 10 meters must make a con roll. We have Gorham's con and we do have Eartha's con. Okay, so Gorham gets to make a con roll. He has a boon. His con is 16. 5 and 4, so that succeeds. Eartha gets to make a con roll. Her con is 12. 6 and a 12, that succeeds. Quackbane needs to make a con roll. His con is 14. He does get a boon for this. 4 and a 14. So it lets out this piercing crowing sound. Everybody hunkers down, but they all pass the attack. They're doing this is the best combat we've had so far. I mean, it's only got 1 attack, but still. Quackbane on a 10. Quackbane could reset his musician, or he could just charge in and attempt to stab it again. I think Quackbane is going to try and stab it again. He's going to try. He'll probably break his dagger. 17, he misses. So Quackbane tries to take advantage of this crowing to close the distance and stab it, and misses. So we will now reset. I think due to this time, if Quackbane can have his advantage against it, even though it's... Oh no, they've moved even further away from the lamp. So no, it's even less likely that Quackbane is going to be able to get an advantage based on the lamp. See, the clock says I've done 43 minutes, including the intro and pauses. So this is just going to be a fight against the Basilisk. And then they'll do... this would be whatever area we were in. We'll move into the next area as part of this. Basilisk. Not good. Gorham. Eartha. Quackbane. Quackbane. So I think Quackbane will switch him with Eartha and him with Gorham, which means that they both go before Quackbane goes, meaning that they still get the boon affecting Quackbane, coming from Quackbane, but our Basilisk goes first. We will make the Basilisk make an evade roll again. 12, it attempts to break from combat. The only person it needs to break from is Quackbane, so it is going to attempt to retreat and leave. It's got 12 hit points left. It might survive. It basically legs it, does a double move. So maybe Eartha is the only person who'll be able to catch up. Gorham doesn't have the movement speed to actually catch it and attack. He will have to double move to get within range of it to basically attempt to lock it into combat. So the Basilisk is going to peg it into the darkness. Eartha is going to move up a single move and then take a shot against it into the darkness. She, just remind you, she has a bow of 12, but hitting, doing a D10 plus a D4 of damage, doing 4 points, and so the armor nicks it and it flicks off the armor. Gorham is going to double move up to try and be within its range, so as it can't. Can he even catch it? I don't think he can. Maybe he'll throw his hammer. He's going to try and throw the axe. He's going to try and throw his axe at it. Hand axe. He's got a skill of 12, so he's going to run up a single move and then he's going to lob his axe. And we might even say that the axe potentially gets lost due to this. So he throws the axe. 7, so hits. Doing a 2d6 plus a d4. I think you can throw a hand axe. Let me just double check whether before we roll the damage and kill it. I'm pretty sure you can throw a hand axe. Yes, range, strength. His strength is 16. So 2d6 plus a d4, possibly, maybe not. So that's the 6 points for its armor. So 3 points go through, taking it to 9 hit points, as the hand axe embeds within it. So if we can kill it, we keep the hand axe, otherwise we lose the hand axe. Quackbane. Quackbane has a double, so Quackbane could potentially double move to get up next to it and then attempt to do attack against it. But that means we lose all our boons for the next round. Quackbane is up there with the chicken, so I will say Quackbane is going to double move to get within close range and then single move to be right up to it, and then Quackbane will attempt to do a coup d'etat. It's got, he can't do that, he's got a d8 plus a d4, so his maximum is 12, 6, so he can do 6, so we'll drop it to 3 hit points. Is his best bet to, maybe he'll throw, no, he's going to throw, the knives can be thrown, you can throw a knife, so he's going to attempt, yeah, you can throw a knife, so he's going to attempt to do, this one is going to be him running up and then lobbing his knife, and then he's going to, afterwards, he's going to attempt to do another musician roll to give the plus. So he's going to run up and he's going to attempt to throw his knife, which means he'll lose the knife. He misses, so he throws the knife, it goes wide and off into the distance, and then he's finally going to go, all right, fellas, this is the end. This is our last try to down this fiend. Eartha, we need a good shot. Knock it in the head and do it. That was terrible, but so this will basically be it. If we don't kill it this round, it is going to escape off into the distance. Nobody is within fighting melee distance of it, which means that it doesn't have to evade, it can just run. And potentially, if we roll, no, we don't do cog. Potentially, it will have an attack that it can do on its way, on its way off. Basilisk might not get a chance. Gorham, Eartha, Quackbane, Quackbane. All right, Quackbane is going to switch with Gorham, which means that we have Eartha going first, Gorham going second, Quackbane, Quackbane. So Eartha takes a shot. Strictly speaking, if she can roll another one, that would be great, but it's got 9 hit points left. What's that? That's another one. Oh, Eartha, you slinky little minx, you. Okay, so that means that its armor is not affected by this. If she can roll 9 hit points on this, she does it. No, exactly a 9, a 5 and a 4. So she pulls back a shot, slowly takes a half step forwards, releases, the arrow spins through the air, Gorum watches it go past. Quackbane watches it go past. The Basilisk watches it strike it in its head, pierce straight through so that the point of the arrow comes out the back of his head. It sways and then collapses to the ground. And Gorum and Quackbane go, "Oh yes, mate. Oh yes. That's what we're talking about, Earther. That is it. That's it, Earther." And they're both like all high-fiving. "Oh yes, 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 yes." The chickens are going ballistic. And they have killed, I think that's the first time. Isn't that the first? I think that's the first time they've downed a monster and they've not had to run away or get massacred. Gorum took some damage. I think Gorum took 1 hit point. Gorum took 1 hit point. So, what is the moral of this tale? What is the moral of this tale, folks? I'll tell you what the moral of this tale is. The moral of this tale is up your beast lore skill to the maximum you can possibly get it to, because I think we're going to keep working on Quackbane's beast lore skill, and then before, like, do all the investigation you can before you go. Basically, it's like military. You send a scout maneuver in, assess what the enemy's like, work out the enemy's weaknesses, and take it on that way. If this was going 2 turns ago, we wouldn't have stood a chance against it, because that's what's happened last few times. All right. So we will then. So let's see. What's the time? All right. We'll quickly wrap up, and then we'll work out. So Gorum's on 1 hit point. Quackbane is going to go, "Do you want some medicine, fella?" "No, I'm all right. I can take it." "No, let me have a look at your wounds." "Oh no, I'm all right." "Let me have a look at your wounds." "All right then." So Quackbane is going to roll medicine, but he's going to get a bane because he isn't going to use bandages. So he's not going to use up a bandage for this. How many bandages they've got? Is that 21? That can't be 21 bandages. He's going to not get a... He's got a bane. 1. Oh, he could have got a 1 for that. Have I got 1 for medicine yet? Healing. No, I've already got a 1 for medicine. For healing. So that's still a success, which means Gorum gets 2 hit points back, 2 d-spice back, which means he gets his 1 hit point back. Quackbane is going to be puffing on the pipe. He gets 6 will points back. It means he gets all of his will points back as they take a bit of a rest. Earther is fine. They are able to get Gorum's hand axe back, but they can't. All right, let's give. So this is an awareness check for Quackbane, who's got an 11 awareness to try and find his knife. This is a Bane. So 19 is a no, so his knife is gone. Let's do a beast lore check for Quackbane. 15, no, so he doesn't remember that the eyes are worth money. Natural 20, no, he doesn't remember anything about the Basilisk is worth money. We could do a bushcraft check, so we'll do them eating next session, because they can eat the chickens next session. What do we got? So it's big space, so they've got the Basilisk, that's all done. Maybe they'll find some treasure. Let's do an awareness roll. They're going to hunt around, they've got the lantern, so they'll hunt around and they'll look for a way out. So we won't do the way out on this bit, but we have cleared, so this is peering walls, isn't it? Not often does the breach gaze back at me, but I see eyes beyond counting peering. Yeah. So next one is 5, unknown. So our threat is at 1, which means we'll roll for next session. But let's give the crew a chance to find some treasure. Now, it would be easy just to say they find some treasure, but this area is a massive area. I did say it's massive. It's going to be hard enough. They need to find way out. So they'll start hunting around to see if they can find its nest, basically. Where they've got a lantern. There's 3 of them hunting, so I'm going to give a boon to an awareness roll for them to try and find where the nest is. 19 and a 20. They hunt around. They can click this up by 1 to roll again, and then that'll be it. So they spend more time hunting around. A 3 and a 10 is a success. So even with a boon, that would be a bane, that would be a success. But it does mean that our threat, instead of writing the threat is a 1, no, the threat is actually at 2. So they hunt around and they find its nest, and in its nest they find 3. Is that too generous? I mean, I've not been very generous with these lots, so I'm going to say they find 3 treasures. Let's cut this. 1, bag of gold. 2, more bags of gold, 3, an amulet. So they find a total of 3d6 worth of silver. They find 9, times 10. They find 90 silver pieces, or call it 9 gold, which will put them up to 14 gold, and a amulet, which is either bronze, silver, or gold, D3. It's bronze amulet worth 5 more silver, so we'll just say 5 silver. So we stand at 14 gold and 55 silver. At least we're starting to get some treasure out of this. They can cook the chickens if they need food, if they keep going, and we're going to wander around trying to find the way out of this basilisk hideout. This is one of those sessions that is just a fight, but it was quite cool, and there was the potential. It wasn't a whitewash, or either way. Awesome. Thank you very much for staying with me during this Quackbane session. Thank you very much to the subscribers. If you'd like to subscribe, please hit the subscribe below. You can do the little bell thing so you can see when these come up. If you would like to become a member to have fast early access to all the videos, or support me in producing more videos and having more time and being able to get better equipment, or buy games such as supplements and various things, then you can become a member, like Pio has become a member. Thank you very much to Pio. Other than that, thank you so much for all your support in just watching. It's very much appreciated. I very much enjoy doing this, and I very much enjoy your feedback, and I will see you next time. Have a good time. Bye bye.